This is episode number 209 of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. Hello and welcome. I'm Sal DiVincenzo, here in the studio with my fabulous colleagues, Sara Fade.
Hello.
And Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
I can't believe it's already been 9 weeks since our 200th episode. I feel like it was just yesterday.
Wow.
It's crazy. Anyway, welcome all. It is February. There's a lot going on this month.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we got some, you two have some nice subjects to talk about. Why don't we start with Sara?
Okay.
What do you have? You're going to talk about the Olympics, which have just started.
They made kind of a big deal that it's like the Olympics and the Super Bowl all happening at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, you know.
What is the Olympics off by a year, like how the summer was, or no? This is when it's meant to happen.
It's
No,
was supposed to happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
just
know. Winter Olympics is not my thing, so I'm excited to hear about this.
Oh, well, this isn't particular. This is just about the Olympics in general.
Oh, okay. But Winter Olympics though, or Olympics?
No.
Oh. I truly forget about the Winter Olympics.
I like the Winter Olympics
Do you?
because
Yeah.
you have luge,
Okay. Yes.
which is frightening to me.
Yeah.
The bobsled. Well, the bobsled and luge is kind of the same.
Yeah.
Bobsled
Luge is more. That's like
the
just
singular. Yeah.
Yes.
And bobsled
Bobsled's a team.
is
Cool runnings.
two and more. Exactly.
Oh my
and they
God.
made
What
the
a good
Jamaican
movie.
bobsled team is in the.
Yeah.
This-
Oh,
yeah, this-
Yeah.
Oh,
But the
what a good
luge, though, you're just pretty much on this little piece of metal, right?
It's frightening.
right?
movie. Are you
Because-
head first? Oh, no, you're
No,
not.
no.
Isn't there something where you're head first?
Yes, in
Yeah,
the
not.
evil Olympics, which happened on the odd years.
Oh God.
But I think was it the last one or the one before? Someone I think died in doing the luge pre-runs
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
just flew right off the
Yeah,
track.
flew off the
Oh
track.
my
Yeah,
God.
it's
Stop.
terrible.
That's like,
Yeah,
like
remember
a roller
that?
coaster.
Yeah.
You know, like a roller coaster, people get like flung off.
Oh yeah,
Oh
no,
my
no.
Or do you remember? I don't know if this was last year, the year before. It was like the trials, and for the trials, they had people were like right up against the side. Remember, someone dropped a sign into the thing, and she hit it, and that like threw her off. Remember that?
No.
That was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
What is like, and I don't
they go fast.
mean this in a like negative way. I'm asking, what are you doing?
I feel like they're clenching their butt cheeks,
Like,
and
what
that's
is
how
the-
they steer.
What is clearly it's athleticism, but like
Yes.
what's happening?
It's something to do with the tilting and
You're
the
tilting
steering.
and the steering, yeah.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
using your bodies,
Okay.
you know. Have you ever like strained to like do something?
Clenching.
Every day.
Because I was gonna say, yeah, it's like waking up in the
Clenching.
morning, waking up in the morning.
Giving
Yeah,
up
but you
bad.
know that strain, like where you feel like your muscles on one side straining, so you can
Yeah.
like that's the whole thing, from the top to the bottom.
Okay.
Because that's how they
It's for speed, right? It's like the
Yes.
fastest.
speed and and it's knowing how to
The
take a
turns
corner
and how
you
high
know.
you go.
Yeah,
I know. And then you have the like snowboarding. which is
Okay,
fun,
that's
right.
Yeah.
And then you have, of course, everyone's favorite is figure skating.
Yeah.
I feel like figure
that I did
skating
watch when I was
is winter's
Gymnastics.
summer gymnastics, exactly.
yes.
And then you have the curling.
Okay, that's a fun one.
That's like, I feel like that was not so popular, but now I feel like everyone loves curling now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like fun because they're athletes, but they look attainable.
Well, you know, I had this silly idea. I'm like, I'm going to go to the Olympics, right? And I'm like, what sport can I do to get into the Olympics? And I'm like, I can do curling. And then I went to a curling thing. There's an actual league, a curling league in Nassau. It's expensive.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was made quite clear that they just curl for fun and beer.
Right.
like-
It's like a beer league. Yeah. Sure.
So I was like, well, that's not going to get me to the Olympics.
I'm trying to go to Beijing. Is it
Yeah.
in Beijing? Eh, it's in China.
Yeah.
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 I feel like though curling looks easy, like it looks fun and easy, but I have a feeling it's not. That whole like with the broom.
Yeah.
I feel like you're like really
No, I think
exerting yourself.
Sure. It's still, but overall, compared to the
Overall.
other ones, you're like, I could obtain.
Yeah,
this.
when they
Yeah, no, I do
Yeah.
think
This
so.
isn't like.
yeah, like when they win, they like putting their arms up and their shirt comes up a little bit, and the beer belly comes out. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. The slaloms.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't
skiing.
like the
Ugh.
high ski jump thing.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like head first because they're tilted.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Slaloms is when they have to go around the flags. Like,
Yeah, but there's one in the bumps. Like, I don't know.
Oh, the bumps. That's
Right?
terrible. You see their knees come up to their
Yeah.
chest and back down again.
And then if they mess up on the slaloms, it's like just a tumble.
Yeah.
Like there's no very few come back from
Yeah, it's definitely
Ooh.
not a... So, yeah. So,
Anyway,
it's
so
good stuff. It's
okay,
good stuff.
so it's happening now. And I know everyone says it's on
It's happening.
Peacock.
Yeah.
It's channel NBC.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know when the first Olympic Games took place? It's real. This is not made up.
I'm going to think it was a BC, right?
It is a BC.
600.
Ooh, that's a good number.
What do you think?
I'm going to say 850.
Okay, I think you're kind of both in the middle. 776.
Oh, we're both in the
okay.
middle.
Yeah.
We'd have on the Price is Right. We'd have to have a price off or something like that.
So the original Olympics, and this seems like, so fake, but began as part of an ancient Greek festival which celebrated Zeus, the Greek god of sky and weather. The whole competition lasted for up to 6 months.
Wow.
And included games like wrestling, boxing, long jump, javelin, discus, and chariot racing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, is that what Olympic, like Olympus, right?
Yeah, Mount
Isn't that where
Olympus,
it comes
yeah,
from?
yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Cool.
And when you think of it, you just think, oh, that's like a Rick Riordan book, but it's true.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so in 393 AD, it was canceled and didn't start up again for over 1,500 years.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, Roman ruler banned it, and then they brought it back in 1896.
Man, can you imagine waiting for that next episode?
Yeah. The Olympic torch is a reminder of the game's Greek origins. In ancient times, a flame burned throughout the games as a tribute to the goddess Hestia.
Oh.
Since 1928, this tradition has continued in the modern games, but instead of an altar, the flame burns in a special torch.
And they light that with the sun.
Yes.
Right? They do. They light it with the sun.
No, I don't.
Yeah, they do. So what they do is they have the torch and it has something on it, I guess, some
The
sort
sun?
of No, the torch itself probably has some sort of
What they just like
accelerant,
solar power it
and they
to
use
ignite?
a mirror
Oh.
and they aim it at the torch
Oh.
and it lights up.
Yeah, I think
cool.
we're being a little too literal. You and I. We're both like, they have the sun? What?
Yes, the sun comes down.
We were both like, what?
Zeus brings it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
The first Summer Olympic Games had just 14 participating countries. That's it.
Oh,
Oh,
and
wow.
the 1891. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Teams from 11 European countries originally joined those of Australia, Chile, and the USA
Oh.
at the first host city in Athens. Now, guess how many countries compete?
Oh man, 57.
No, it's hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't believe it if you told me this.
Yeah.
Now more than 200
Whoa.
countries
Yeah.
compete. I mean, that's my favorite part is when they all walk in and you get to
Oh
see.
yeah, the outfit.
And I love when like there's just one person. I always love
Yeah.
like, oh,
And they're
they
always
did it.
but they're
Yeah.
always really happy though. They're like,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
I would be
I mean,
happy.
I wouldn't even. I'd be done. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
that's all I wanted.
The Olympic symbol was designed to include everyone. Yeah, it was first made in 1913 from a design created by the game's modern founder, Baron Pierre de Coubertin. There are 5 colors, along with the white backdrop, reflected colors found on the flags of all participating nations. So everyone is represented.
Okay.
Oh, is that nice?
Isn't it very, very copyrighted, the Olympic symbol?
Well, I think the Olympics is very much like Disney, where
Yeah,
they
right?
do not like anyone using their
Yeah.
stuff. Motorboat sailing, hot air ballooning, and tug of war all used to be Olympic sports.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So over time,
Like
different
Squid Games?
sports and events are voted into or out of the Olympic Games.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Some disappear and then return, like golf or rugby, while others, like running, deer shooting, or dueling pistols, go out of fashion forever. I
Dueling
hear
pistols.
they're going to try to get breakdancing into.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder if the dueling thing, it's like either you die or get a medal.
Yeah. Right?
Well, you get a medal if you win.
If you win, yes.
Yeah.
The first Winter Olympic Games was held in 1924
Oh, okay.
in a different city to the Summer Olympics. Yeah. And from 1921 to 1948, artists participated in the Olympics too. These games, painters, sculptors, architects, writers, and musicians all took part. They competed for medals by creating works of art, then often celebrated the sporting successes going on at the same time.
What?
While artists stopped officially competing in 1948, many still design posters and other merchandise for the games today.
That's
Isn't that funny?
hard. Yeah. That's,
How do you judge that?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Until 1912, first place Olympic medals were actually made of solid gold. Not
Wow.
anymore. Yeah.
What is it now?
I think it's like probably a
plated.
combination. Yeah.
Try, like an old soda can. They just bang it out.
Let's see. Okay. So that was just some fun facts. And we do have some books here in the library if you want to get into the spirit. Nonfiction books. We have one. It's new nonfiction. Total Olympics. Every obscure, hilarious, dramatic, and inspiring tale worth knowing. And that is here. Then we have Chronicle of the Olympics from 1896 to 1996.
96. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one that got me the summer.
We have a few more titles. The call number is 796.48, and you'll find many more books about the Olympics in that area.
Do you have a favorite Olympic moment, Sarah?
No. I remember, though, one Olympic. Do you remember? Is it Craig Louganis?
Yeah.
When he
Hit his head.
I remember seeing that, and I was like, ooh.
Well, that was huge because he had HIV.
And And then I don't know if I have a favorite one. Oh, this is my favorite one. This is good. So I don't know. I guess it's summer, the wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this wrestler who I think kind of has a sad story where his brother passed away and then he got sick or something like that. And I should know his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he was playing his last match, and then it was actually made me cry because he took off his shoes and he placed it in the middle of the ring, the mat, when he was done to signify that he was retiring, and that was his last wrestling match. But he was how they do the whole backstory.
Oh my god!
But he was so nice, and you get a really sad story, and I was like, oh.
That it took off in the Olympics in the last several runs where they delve into their stories, and it's very emotional, and and they talk about the parents bringing them to practice all the time. Oh yeah, I cry constantly in the one.
Yeah, that was really touching.
Yeah.
And
So the 2026 Winter Olympics will be in Italy.
Oh, you gonna go?
Yes, the Winter Olympics.
Do you automatically get a ticket?
No. Yes.
all Italian.
All Italian dual citizens.
Oh, Rulon Gardner is the guy.
Was he American?
Yeah, no, yeah. I think he's from Georgia or something.
Yeah. This is past Olympics. I think it was. We were for the Philippines. She won a powerlifting, some kind of lifting thing, and she was the first woman to ever bring a medal back for the Philippines or whatever, and everyone was very emotional. I cried at that. Cried everything.
No, yeah, that was
Olympics are
cool.
pretty crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll put those in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Nicole.
Yeah.
February is also Black History Month.
It is.
You're going to talk about some things on the children's side.
Yeah. So there's some children's and YA books for Black History Month. This is from Publishers Weekly. Books like The Highest Tribute, Thurgood Marshall's Life, Legacy, and Leadership. And then there's one I have here. It's called Jump at the Sun, and this is a biography of Zora Neale Hurston. Oh. So I think Langston Hughes, or not Thurgood Marshall, we've heard of him, and Langston Hughes as well. But I feel Zora Neale Hurston, even though she's very famous, but for younger kids, I don't think that's one that comes up a lot.
No.
And the book is really, really good. So that's one I would encourage you to check out. Then there's Lewis Latimer, who I did not know about, and he helped engineer the light bulb with Thomas Edison.
Oh,
so this is an older. This is for older kids, which I think is a really good book.
I think that's an important book.
Yeah,
definitely, because I think it doesn't get enough credit for
this
huge, gigantic,
right?
Technological advance in our civilization.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then there's Runaway, The Daring Escape of Ona Judge. So she was a young Black woman who emancipated herself from George and Martha Washington's ownership. Ooh. So again, I feel over time we've come to know Harriet Tubman quite well, but Ona Judge maybe is someone that we haven't. You know what I mean? So I think more books about maybe overlooked historical figures are coming out, which I think is really good. That's the other one, Unspeakable, the Tulsa Race Massacre. This one, the Caldecott Honor, the Robert F. Seibert Honor book, and then it was the winner for the Coretta Scott King Award. I think this is another really, really important book because this is something that it doesn't get talked about that often, and it was horrific. I actually remember watching, I knew about it, it was glossed over probably in school, but watching The Watchmen on HBO.
Yeah.
that opening, like the first episode, like the opening scene is this.
Is that,
and I remember going like, what? Like it was.
It has this particular one has come to the forefront in the last 2 years. I would say that it's become more apparent that people are talking about it.
Yeah, I think it's good that we have that book, and I definitely encourage it. And then there's Dream Street, which is another nice book, and Akuya Holmes, is a call to honoring and Coretta Scott King medalist. And there's some other ones on here. These are more like history, like so for Black history, like books about like Black history, which is good. And then I have some YA books by Black authors. And then these are just, I'll say just, but you know, I feel like during Black History Month, we should definitely represent Black history books. But all the time, like if someone comes up to you and they say like, I want a fantasy book, we should give them the fantasy books, you know what I mean? Not regardless, but, you know, definitely incorporating more Black authors and Black characters, main characters and stuff. So this one, Happily Ever After, is by Elise Bryant. I have ready to go on my my Hoopla Digital, because it's Jane the Virgin meets To All the Boys I've Loved Before. So it's a romantic comedy, which I'm very excited about. So that's one. We have it also downstairs. So that's like a romantic comedy book, Witches Steeped in Gold. So this is like a fantasy book. So like all genres are covered, and, you know, which is really good. And especially fantasy, I think, was very white for a long time. And there's a lot more Black authors being published now, which is awesome. When You Look Like Us by Pamela N. Harris. This is a debut book. It's a gripping teen novel about a boy who must take up the search for his sister when she goes missing from a neighborhood where Black girls' disappearances are often overlooked. The Gilden Ones by Namina Forna, and this is another like fantasy book. 16-year-old Decca lives in fear and anticipation of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she will become a member of her village. There's Roman and Jewel by Dana L. Davis. This is a Romeo and Juliet meets Hamilton. So this is funny, honest, and charming. So that looks cute.
Nice.
Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. So this is the prequel to The Hate U Give.
Oh.
Which was obviously very famous. It was made into a movie. So this is the prequel to that. The Black Friend by Frederick Joseph. Writing them from the perspective of a friend, Frederick Joseph offers candid reflections on activists about their activism, creating an essential read for white people who are committed to anti-racist and those newly come to the cause of racial justice. And then Love is a Revolution. It's another romantic one, which obviously I like to talk about all the time. So that's next on the list. Oh, and then this one, another romance. They're so fun. I love a good romance novel. The Meet Cute Project by Rhiannon Richardson. And this is another To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Meets like this take. And she's trying to find a date for her sister's wedding. So that's a cute one. And then the last one was Some Other Now by Sarah Everett. And it's like This Is for Us, but for teens. Or This Is Us. That show a lot of people like. I don't watch it. Do you guys watch it?
No.
I've watched some of it.
Yeah. So it says, This is Us for teens. This luminous and heartbreaking contemporary novel follows a girl caught between two brothers as the three of them navigate family, loss, and love over the course of 2 summers. For the fans of Far From the Tree, Emergency Contact, and Nina LaCour. So yeah, so those are some. Nice. And that was from Epic Reads, that list. So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, so some
great
history books, some contemporary books about all different types of things, but
very
all
good.
Feature Black authors.
Excellent.
And
yes.
Black characters.
We will put those in the show notes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nicole.
Yep.
Thank you both for another great episode. And if you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, guess what? You can visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. If you want to email us, podcast@mcplibrary.org. And you know what? There's a little like icon button thing, right? It's called like. It's usually like a thumbs up. You can just click on that right now or tap on that right now, and we greatly apprite that.
It's so
and
easy.
Also, it is so easy. I don't know why you wouldn't do
your
it.
mouse is already just roaming around.
Just be
the
careful
screen.
because they have another icon next to it that's like a down. It's like a down thumb. You don't want to hit that one.
Oh, no.
Definitely not. And also subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. Yeah. Subscribe to the Middle Country Public Library YouTube page. We'd love to get up to 1,000 subscribers.
Do you unsubscribe? Like, do you go through from time to time and like
absolutely
clean out?
I do clean out. Yes, I do unsubscribe if a channel is not publishing as much as I like.
Yeah.
And it's like once a month or something like that. It just because I have other things that come up all the time. And also,
but then what's the point of unsubscribing? Like, you don't see them anyway.
Yeah, that's so but just because on my Apple TV the list is huge, so I want to like shorten the list to get to the things I like.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Look, YouTube for me that's my TV. I rarely watch regular TV. It's all YouTube.
Yeah.
yeah, so hit that button. And we greatly appreciate it. There's also like a notification bell if you really want to like be like.
That's like a super user.
If you're a super user,
we don't
hit
need
that
you to
bell.
do that.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much for listening. For Sarah Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. See you on the next show.